There's a certain kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from being different, from laughing a little too loud at something no one else found funny, from asking questions that made people pause, frown, or change the subject, from seeing the world through a lens that just doesn't quite match what's expected. It's the ache of growing up feeling like you're always on the outside looking in, like you were made from a slightly different blueprint. But being different isn't a defect. It's not something to grow out of either. Often, it's the very thing that makes life interesting, creative, colorful, and real. This episode is for the kids who got called weird, and for the adults still learning to love those parts of themselves again. Because somewhere along the way, many of us learned to tone it down, to blend in, to perform normal. And in doing so, we forgot how much joy, imagination, and connection lived in our weirdness. Welcome to Seeker Soliloquy. I'm your host, the Omniversal Seeker, and today we're looking at 3 characters who remind us what it means to be weird and okay with it. Lilo Pelekai, Luna Lovegood, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's get into it. Lilo Pelekai is a little girl who feeds peanut butter sandwiches to a fish named Pudge because she believes he controls the weather. Her classmates mock her. Her teachers don't understand her. Even her sister Nani struggles to manage her. But Lilo isn't broken. She's grieving. She's imaginative. She's deeply empathetic in a world that rewards conformity. She sees worth in Stitch before anyone else does. Why? Because she knows what it feels like to be labeled defective. In Hawaiian culture, the word aloha means more than hello or goodbye. It's a spiritual principle of love and presence. Lilo lives aloha, even when it costs her connection. She teaches us this, that being weird isn't a flaw. It's often grief in disguise, or creativity that hasn't been conditioned out of us yet. The ones who don't fit are often the ones most in touch with what matters. Let us ask ourselves, when did I first feel like I didn't belong? How did I cope with that feeling? What part of me have I hidden to seem normal? Where might grief be shaping my quirks? And what makes my weirdness beautiful? Luna floats through the world like she's in tune with something the rest of us can't hear. Her classmates call her Loony Lovegood, but Luna doesn't change to win approval. She wears radish earrings and talks about creatures no one else believes in, and somehow, she's not embarrassed. Luna shows us a deeper kind of confidence, not the loud kind, the rooted kind. She's weird, yes, but in her weirdness, there's wisdom. Her mind isn't bound by the limits of what's realistic. She believes in possibilities. There's also grief behind her eyes. Her mother is gone, and like Lilo, she's turned to imagination as a way to make sense of the world. But she doesn't shut down, she expands. Let us reflect. What truths have I been afraid to share because they sound too out there? What does my intuition sound like when I actually listen to it? Am I willing to risk being misunderstood in order to be authentic? Where have I mistaken invisibility for safety? And what if eccentricity is a kind of spiritual gift? SpongeBob might seem like comic relief here, but he's actually one of the most profound weirdos in all of animation. He's unapologetically enthusiastic, he cries easily, He makes art out of soap bubbles and jellyfish. And while the world around him, especially Squidward, is annoyed or dismissive, SpongeBob never becomes bitter. He doesn't tone it down. I think of all the times I've laughed too loudly or gotten too excited about something small and immediately felt the urge to apologize. Like joy is only allowed in moderation. But SpongeBob doesn't believe that. His weirdness is joy. It's softness. It's an innocence the world tries to chip away. And I think that's why he makes people uncomfortable, because he hasn't let life harden him. If Lilo is the heart and Luna is the soul, SpongeBob is the spirit, untamed, unfiltered, still reaching for play even when the grown-up world says it's not cool anymore. Here are some journaling prompts. When was the last time I felt happy without being self-conscious? Who taught me that joy should be restrained? What does my playfulness look like now as an adult? And how can I make more space for silliness in my life? Here's the truth that took me years to learn. If you were the weird kid, you probably still carry that spark somewhere. You might be the adult who struggles to make eye contact or overanalyzes every text. You might hyperfixate, mask in social situations, or get overwhelmed by sensory chaos. You might even be neurodivergent and just never had the words for it growing up. A lot of us didn't. We were just called quirky or difficult or too much. But weird doesn't mean wrong. Weird often means wired differently. It means your brain, your heart, your spirit operate on a frequency not everyone can tune into. And that doesn't make you broken, that makes you real. So don't let the world shame you into shape. The ones who didn't fit are often the ones who came here to reshape things. Thank you for spending time with me here on Seeker's Soliloquy. If this episode spoke to a part of you that never quite fit in, just know, you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be. Fully. Unapologetically. Wonderfully. Until next time, keep seeking, and remember, the parts of you they called too much are exactly what the world is starving for.